Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into today's video. We have more PlayStation news, rumors and leaks to go over. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. So we are starting off with great news if you own the PlayStation Portal and subscribe to PS Plus Premium. Several articles are reporting of a new system update for the PlayStation Portal from Sony, which now adds a cloud streaming beta for select PS5 games on the PS Plus Premium catalogue of titles. The new update will also add refined volume adjustment settings. Now this update might not sound like much, but adding cloud streaming to a device that probably should have had that support at launch is a big deal, especially when players have over 120 games to choose from to test this functionality out during the beta phase, with many more games set to follow once the beta testing has been completed. Once you've switched on the cloud streaming feature from your PlayStation Portal settings, you should be able to see a new option on the Portal's home screen where you can access games through the cloud. PlayStation does also warn that currently there are a few features that are not included with this beta test, including game trials and the ability to stream your games which you've purchased on the PlayStation Store, which is disappointing at this stage, but remember it is only a beta at the moment, which basically means that those games specifically listed as available for cloud streaming will be available to stream on the PlayStation Portal. Party voice chat, game invites, 3D audio, and the create button will also be unavailable for this beta. Another big missing feature is that the beta is only for PS5 games, so you won't be able to stream your favorite PS4 or PS3 titles. I suppose the fact that the cloud streaming feature is now at beta phase and there are 120 games available is a good start. It's a starting point, right? I feel once the feature has been tested fully and works properly, more games and features will become available. I mean, better late than never, right? If you're PlayStation, I suppose. But for me, the two biggest features that need to be included is the ability to play your purchased digital games on the portal and the ability to play PS3 and PS4 games. I mean, it's only a matter of time before these features are ultimately available on the portal. Do you have a PS Portal? If you do, let me know how you feel about the new feature being added to the PlayStation Portal. Okay, let's move on. The PS5 has firmly established itself as an industry-leading console over the past 4 years, releasing a series of critically acclaimed and highly rated games, albeit less than previous PlayStation generations. Its recent mid-generation upgrade, the PS5 Pro, has only been on the market for a few weeks, signaling that this current console generation is about halfway through its life cycle. This timeline aligns with the typical console evolution, making it the perfect moment to speculate about what's next in the next generation, like the PS6. What might that bring to the table? A new rumor originating from a Chinese hardware leaker. I might butcher this name, so I do apologize. Now, the Chinese hardware leaker goes by the name of Zhang Zonggao, which has been shared via Insider Gaming, provides some insight into the potential hardware powering the PlayStation 6. Now, according to the leak, Sony will continue its partnership with AMD, leveraging advanced GPU and CPU architectures push the boundaries of console gaming. Specifically, the PS6 is rumored to feature AMD's RDNA GPU architecture, potentially from the Radeon 9000 series. On the CPU side, it may incorporate AMD's Zen 5 or Zen 4 processing technology. This continuation of the AMD foundation isn't surprising, as AMD hardware powers both current generation consoles from Sony and its competitors. However, the prospect of a cutting-edge GPU architecture within the PS6 is particularly exciting. The performance improvements we've seen with the PS5 Pro's upgraded GPU provide a glimpse of what could be possible on the next generation console. Even modest GPU enhancements have significantly elevated the gameplay experiences, highlighting the potential of a more powerful architecture within the PS6. So what could this mean for gamers? What does it mean for us? Well, the jump in graphical fidelity, frame rates, and overall performance could redefine the expectations for console gaming. New AMD GPU architectures promise to deliver improved ray tracing capabilities, better energy efficiency, and potentially support for emerging technologies like real-time AI-assisted rendering. Coupled with faster and more efficient CPUs, the PS6 could enable developers to create larger, more immersive worlds and enhance physics simulations and near-instant load times. While the details do remain speculative, the consistency of Sony's hardware choices and AMD's track record with gaming performances do make these rumors very plausible. However, until Sony officially announces the PS6's specifications, this information should always be taken with a pinch of salt. So when can we expect the PS6? If Sony maintains its typical console lifecycle, the PS6 might debut within the next few years, potentially between 2028 and 2029. However, with gaming technology evolving rapidly and competition in the industry heating up, Sony will likely aim to deliver a console that not only surpasses its predecessors, but also sets a new standard within the gaming industry. And as I say, even though the PS6 commercially is years away from release, right now Mark Cerny and the engineers at Sony are busy developing the systems, the architecture, and defining the requirements of what technology is going to be going into the PS6. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to hear more and more leaks and rumors about the PS6 every single year. Let's move on and let's take a look at some really good news about another game enhanced for the PS5 Pro. Now, Striking Distance Studio, their debut game, the Callisto Protocol, was released late 2022. It was kind of a spiritual successor, I suppose, to the likes of Dead Space, the game that Striking Distance Studio co-founder Glenn Schofield directed back when it first came out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Now, while the Callisto Protocol did look fantastic, and it brought its own style of horror set in space with a focus on melee and close quarter encounters, which I actually really enjoyed, it had the unfortunate problem of still not being as good as Dead Space, and the fact that everyone was reminded of that less than a month later when Dead Space Remake arrived on modern platforms. But now at least the Callisto Protocol does have a bit of a step up on Dead Space, because it's officially releasing a PS5 Pro Enhanced patch, and those enhancements on the PS5 Pro console can now run the game at either 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing or 8K 30 FPS also with ray tracing. It should also be pointed out though that to fully take advantage of the PS5 Pro in 4K or 8K, you need to have a compatible TV or monitor. Like I said, personally, I really enjoyed the Callisto Protocol. The Dead Space Remake game was the better game, but the Callisto Protocol was still a good game, and I look forward to going back in now that it's got 4K 60 with ray tracing. So let's move on. Many games on the PS5 Pro, in fact the vast majority of games on the PS5 Pro, run exceptionally well. Buttery smooth, great stability, and either are Pro boosted or look stunning thanks to the PS5 Pro enhancements. However, the console's launch has also presented a handful of small minor issues, particularly regarding the compatibility and performance issues in certain games. Two notable titles, I've mentioned this before on a couple of other videos, Silent Hill 2 Remake and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, both have encountered little challenges on the PS5 Pro, raising questions about the optimization and the implementation of advanced features like the AI-powered PSSR upscaler. Now, Silent Hill 2 Remake launched in October for PS5 and PC as a reimagining of the iconic 2001 psychological horror classic. With over 1 million copies sold within weeks of its release, the remake has demonstrated strong commercial success, prompting Bloober Team to consider future projects within the Silent Hill universe. Now, despite its success, the game's performance on the Pro has been less than ideal. Players have reported various issues affecting gameplay, prompting Bloober to acknowledge the situation, finally, on X, and they came out with a very simple, "We're working on it." That's all they've said. But again, rest assured, they are working on it, and hopefully we'll see an update about when the game will be fixed. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is another high-profile title that's also faced performance issues on the PS5 Pro. The root cause of some of these problems lies in the implementation of Sony's AI-powered PSSR upscaler, which is designed to enhance image quality and performance. However, its effectiveness has been inconsistent, with the upscaler's limitations becoming evident in certain games. There's a reason to this. There's a reason why. A developer participating in a Reset Era forum thread under the alias of Koralski has shared some insights into the issue. They go on to reveal that the varying quality of PSSR between titles stems from differences in software development kits or SDKs. For example, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, built on Unreal Engine 4, utilizes SDK 9, which lacks compatibility with the latest version of PSSR, hence the problems with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This has resulted in suboptimal image quality due to reliance on an earlier iteration of the upscaler. Koralski highlighted that improvements are expected in future titles as developers adopt updated SDKs and refine the integration process of their games and the PSSR technology. Games in the second and third waves of the PS5 Pro supported titles are much more likely to benefit from a more polished version of the upscaler. In fact, projects already in development with newer PSSR versions are reportedly yielding better results compared to existing temporal and fidelity-based upscaling methods like TSR and FSR. However, it may take 6 to 12 months before these advancements are consistently evident across the library of PS5 Pro Enhanced games. The performance issues seen in Silent Hill 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and a handful of other PS5 Pro titles, highlight the early growing pains often associated with new technology. As Bloober Team works to patch Silent Hill 2 Remake and developers adapt to Sony's evolving SDKs, the PS5 Pro's potential for delivering truly next-gen gaming experiences remains highly promising. The lessons learned from these changes will likely inform future development practices, ensuring that subsequent games make better use of the PS5 Pro's capabilities. For now, I believe everyone just needs to exercise patience as developers refine their tools and methods, leading to a more polished and immersive gaming experience on the PS5 Pro. With plenty of great games to play on the Pro that work and run very, very well. Lots to enjoy for everyone. Once the devs have patched a handful of games requiring updates, you will get to enjoy those games as they were intended to be played. Let's move on. Now, historically, the Battlefield franchise has been an important part of the first-person shooter genre, offering large-scale battles and stunning visuals that set them apart from its competitors. However, recent Battlefield games have faltered and failed to deliver, leaving fans of the franchise wanting a return to form. As anticipation builds for Battlefield 6, EA and DICE appear determined to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past, focusing on innovation, community feedback, and modern gameplay experiences to reignite the series' reputation. The last truly celebrated Battlefield title was 2016's Battlefield 1, set during World War I. Its fresh historical setting combined with strong gameplay mechanics earned critical acclaim and a massive commercial success, selling over 15 million copies and surpassing the combined first-week sales of Battlefield 4 and Hardline. However, the subsequent games struggled to replace this success. Battlefield 5, set during World War II, faced a mixed bag of reviews and underperformed in sales, failing to meet EA's expectations. The release of Battlefield 2042 was a complete disaster 3 years later. It marked a significant low point for the franchise. Set in a near-future world, the game faced numerous technical issues and alienated fans by replacing the class-based system with operators, a decision that was later reversed due to the community backlash. While DICE attributed some of the issues to remote work challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was clear that the game's development process needed an overhaul. In response to these setbacks, EA handed the reins of the franchise over to Respawn Entertainment's Vince Zampella, a move signaling a commitment to rethink the Battlefield formula from the ground up. Zampella's leadership is seen as a beacon for hope for the series, given his track record with successful shooters like Titanfall and Apex Legends. Reports are suggesting that Battlefield 6 will return to a modern setting, a decision that aligns with fan preferences and the franchise's most successful era. A recent job advertisement hinted that the game will feature groundbreaking destruction effects, which have been a hallmark of the series since Bad Company 2, and if executed effectively, this could help Battlefield 6 stand out in a crowded market dominated by competitors like Call of Duty. And to ensure a smooth launch, DICE is conducting the largest playtest in the franchise's history, according to insider Tom Henderson. External playtests are now more frequent, enabling the team to gather significant data and feedback during the development phase. This marks a shift in DICE's approach, prioritizing player input to avoid the pitfalls of recent releases. There's also rumors of the Battlefield community test environment being reactivated, providing a platform for fans to directly contribute to the game's development. Battlefield 6 is rumored to include a free-to-play Battle Royale mode at launch, reflecting the growing popularity of the genre and EA's interest in capturing a broader audience. Aiming to release in fall 2025, DICE and EA might follow the successful October strategy used with Battlefield 1, and that game launched ahead of its competitor Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. This approach could give Battlefield 6 an edge in a competitive holiday season in 2025. EA and DICE are under immense pressure to deliver with Battlefield 6, and by addressing the mistakes they've made in the past, listening to the community, and leveraging the advanced technology of the consoles, the franchise has opportunities to re-establish itself as a leader in the FPS genre. And whether it will succeed depends on how effectively they execute their plans. It would be good to get a decent Battlefield game again. I didn't enjoy Battlefield 2042 at all. Battlefield 1, and despite the reception of Battlefield 5, I enjoyed both of those titles, mainly due to the kind of World War I and World War II settings. But let's hope we do get a good new Battlefield 6 game, which can add some competition against the Call of Duty franchise, and it's great when these two go head to head and start competing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the topics discussed in the video today. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video.